Welcome back, and thank you for staying with us. And now let's talk about some of the myths that are out there that are doing rounds, and oftentimes they give us misinformation, and with wrong information you make informed decisions and choices. What are some of the most ridiculous things that you've heard about cancer and you look back and think, that's why I do what I do, teaching?
Yeah, I think the most funny thing was when I was in treatment was a lady came to me and said if I had headaches, or how did I find out? And I said to her, why headaches? And then she said to me, well, she heard I had a tumor, a brain tumor. And I thought, I didn't say it, but I thought, well, if my brain is between my legs, then it's a brain tumor. But it shows that people they don't mention facts. So somebody heard I had testicle cancer and they find it too embarrassing to use the word testicle, so they refer, they heard I had a tumor. For the next person, a tumor can only be in the brain. And that's why I think that's how that whole story started. So for me, information must be direct. At the school as well, the principal said to me, what should I tell the staff? And I said to them, tell them I've got testicle cancer, because I'm going to tell them.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you just tell them I've got cancer, then everybody wants to know where.
Exactly.
Say, I'm not going to hide it.
Yeah.
And that was actually a good thing, because then you know it's not rumors going around, and it makes it easier.
And Michael, I'm sure you deal with a lot of cases of disbelief and denial.
Well, there is this myth, if you've had a vasectomy, your chances of getting testicular cancer is major. It has no influence whatsoever. Then there's the myth that if you get kicked in the nuts, trauma to the testicles is a definite cause. There's no link between trauma and developing cancer afterwards. So there are so many ridiculous stories out there. Then the other famous one is horse riding and cycling. And I think the cycling thing is because of Lance Armstrong. But there's no definite link between cycling and horse riding and testicular cancer. But something that is important is also not to know that it's only if there's testicular cancer in the family, but testicular cancer being a hormonal cancer, even if there is breast cancer in the family, there is a definite link of an increased risk even of testicular cancer.
Because there are tumors
so if there's a mother,
family.
A grandmother, aunts, sisters with breast cancer, or even a father or a brother with breast cancer, because men can also get breast cancer, there is a possibility of being at a higher risk.
It is a risk factor. Perhaps let's look at some of the things that people would say, not realizing that that amounts to discrimination or stigmatizing against a condition.
I think people try to avoid you or not talk to you because they don't know what to say.
What to say.
It's like I always compared to if somebody passed away in a family and you meet the family the first time, it's like that moment where the question, how are you, is actually, well, a stupid question because you know they're not fine. And it's similar with cancer. So I was a teacher and that news spread like wildfire. So everybody knew immediately. And I felt it when I met people the first time after the cancer. The way they behaved, I felt they know, but they don't know how to approach me. So I turned that around and always started and said, well, yeah, I've got testicular cancer, but I'm fine. And then you saw, well, they're relieved that they can ask.
But would you say that you were also overly sensitive to what people are saying and how they're acting?
People that said stupid stuff was most... I remember the one thing father of the school said to me, did you have lice, or do you think it's funny to shave your head? And he didn't know it was because of cancer treatment. Then others told him, and then he came back to me and apologized. And then I said to him, you don't have to apologize. You said it because you didn't know. So I didn't take that as offensive, because you wouldn't say something like this if you know that person's got cancer.
It's an opportunity to teach and create awareness. Now, Michael, what are some of the complete no-nos that we shouldn't use in terms of terminology? I mean, people are being called sufferers.
You shouldn't be afraid to go for medical help. That is important, and especially with men. You know, we will stand around the Braaivleis fire or sit in a bar and have a few drinks, and we'll make all these jokes and we'll talk about our nuts and whatever. But when it gets down to the waterworks, we are terrible at health-seeking behavior. And this is something that partners out there should really do with the men in their lives. And that is to say to them, there's nothing wrong in going for a medical checkup. There's nothing wrong when you don't feel well to have a checkout. And that is really the most important thing. Seek help, don't be afraid to do so. Early detection saves lives.
Now, Hebs, like you, I teach a lot about HIV and AIDS, and I have a product called Mind Your Language, that oftentimes people say things not realizing that, you know, they're offending. What are some of the words that you have come across and you feel the need to just create awareness and educate further?
Well, I'm a happy, humorous person, so it didn't hit me really when somebody said, well, you've just got one ball. And or it's, well, you've got an implant, you've got a fake ball. Then I always say to them, well, I've got more options than you. You've got two same ones. I've got a variety. So
wow.
I always
Yes.
turn it around. But
Find your
other
way.
people, I think other guys, if somebody would say to them, well, you only got one ball now, do you still get
an erection?
Yeah.
I'm
then
sure you
it's-
do find such
Yeah, well,
questions.
they ask you, and then I
Yeah.
always use that with a pistol. A pistol just needs one magazine to hit the target.
Ouch.
And then they like, but
Yeah.
I can, maybe because it's my nature
Yeah,
to react
be
like this, but other
humorous.
guys, I will think it's a serious thing. You don't ask these things so directly because you don't know. Maybe there is a problem,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
normally it isn't a problem. But it's a shy cancer and guys don't talk about it. And if you ask them these, especially, do you still get an erection? Is there still sperm production? It's maybe a step too far for some guys because it's very private.
Yeah, yeah. But I'm glad that we have shows like Sexual Health where
Yeah,
we
I'm glad too.
demystify. I always say that our payoff line actually is we take the sh out of sexual health.
Yeah.
Now, let's talk about resources available.
For people that have access to the internet, they're welcome to contact the Cancer Association of South Africa,
As in your shit.
www.cancer.org.za.
What sort of services do you offer?
We provide services for people suffering from all types of cancers. We have interim homes for people who have to come out, especially people who cannot afford board and lodging, where they come to cancer treatment centers. We provide them free board and lodging if they cannot afford to pay for it. We even transport them in the morning to the treating hospital and fetch them in the afternoon and bring them back to the home. We've got special homes for children with coming in for treatment with cancer, and there we accommodate a father, a mother, or a guardian, because the children are in hospital, and we provide board and lodging to the parents and the guardians, even sometimes siblings who cannot be left home all on their own.
Alone.
So we provide those services to them free of charge. It is there. We've got support groups, and then we've got home-based nursing care that we provide. So there's really a variety of services. And people can even phone in toll-free, 0800 22 6622, and they can ask for advice and ask for support.
And perhaps if you're not drawing, what else do you do?
If I'm not?
Drawing, as in architecture. What else? Yeah.
Well, I love raising awareness for cancer. I use all social media as much as possible. I try to raise money for a cancer school program that I like to get in all South African schools. And the program is that basically it's around what can I do if I get cancer, where can I find help, like the Cancer Association, or if somebody in my family's got cancer, how can I help that person, and what can I do in my community?
You also talked about your book. Where do we find it?
My book
What's
is,
the
the book is Love Your Nuts, Testicular Cancer Touched My Life. I've got books in Cape Town, so if somebody here would like to order a book, they just go onto my website. My website is loveyournuts.com, written in dashes in between, or I always say, just Google Love Your Nuts, because the first 10 listings on the first page of Google is all links to my to my
so
nuts.
You've grown very fond of these nuts.
Yeah, yeah. So I always say even Google likes my nuts. List them all for first 10 listings. So I'm on Twitter. People can order it there. And if it's abroad, my book is available at Amazon as well. So they can order it from Amazon.
A Twitter handle, would like to follow you.
Yeah, the Twitter handle is Love Your Nuts.
Your social networks are exciting. Love Your Nuts, Love Your Nuts.
Yeah, Love Your Nuts is my Twitter handle. Love Your Nuts is my Facebook page. Love Your Nuts is my Instagram.
Your website.
My website. So my book, the foundation is called Love Your Nuts, Testicular Cancer Education in a Nutshell. So if you Google Love Your Nuts, you will definitely find it.
So with the foundation, you raise funds for schools?
Yeah, not for schools, for that cancer program, and that we like to distribute to all schools. The program is information on cancer because the teachers don't have the background for that. Then there's a manual for the teachers how to teach the lessons, and there are prepared lessons with worksheets for the kids. So everything is actually prepared, and we like to distribute it to all the schools that, like with the HIV, they've got the awareness campaign that it's got similar or something for cancer, just to eliminate these myths around cancer, the stigma, that it's a disease. If you go early, like early detection is life-saving, to make people more aware.
You can't say you don't teach anymore.
No, I'm going back to teaching, definitely.
This is teaching in a different form. And I guess, you know, nothing happens by accident. Everything happens all in trance, and it all works together for
Well, I always say I would love to do that full-time, go from school to school with these nuts and show them and explain to them. I've got the idea of a huge inflatable ball that I give a talk at one school and the children roll it to the next school, and then I give a talk there just to get them physically involved with cancer, doing something. They're going to talk at home, and testicular cancer, the target group is up to 40, 50. So if I talk to the boys at school, they're going to talk at home. So I reach their dads that are in the same target group.
And the dads will reach their friends, and their friends will
uncles
reach
and cousins
their sons and uncles. Like a ripple effect, a good ripple effect, it will reach everyone. We're hoping, we know for sure that you're going to do it. Look at you now. Thank you very much to both of you for coming through.
Thanks for having us.
Now, there are some warning signs to look out for when it comes to detecting testicular cancer: swelling, a lump on the testicle, the feeling of a heavy scrotum. Do look out for these and seek help. You might also notice a change in a testicle size, and it's important to then know what size your testicles are. There may be pain or even an enlargement of breast tissue. We're looking out for sexual health. Thank you so much. Until next time, do join us again.